Levels, not fibs, levels. How did you find the levels?
Not by any particularly structured method, I have to admit. I would typically, I hate to say this, but I would typically eyeball them and draw little rectangles where I see multiple points of interference above and below the zone, which seem to be, one can intuitively see some on this chart here, for example, around the 50% level.
No, because the 50%,
but it's not very scientific.
Yeah, the 50% level doesn't guarantee that it's a support or resistance. So
no, of course.
Okay, so you just eyeballing them with no structure or hope. Okay.
Since I got into SMC, I've started to use.
What do you mean by SMC? I'm not familiar with the terminology.
Smart money concepts, just the terminology and the way they mark turning points and the like.
Turning points based off what though? What's smart about it?
Smart when they work. We're looking to find something that is what's the word? Is a credible, for example, a turning point where price may be a support area, then it goes through, flips, turns to be a resistance area, and vice versa. So we're seeing multiple attacks, if you like, above and below that particular zone, which suggests that it's a turning point of interest to look at when price revisits that zone.
That makes sense. That you can do correctly, but how do you find those zones?
Well, hitherto, to be frank, I've been eyeballing them.
Okay.
Clearly, that's not good enough. But
That's fine. So what we do is there's a four-step process we use to mark up charts, and then from there we use that four-step process into a three-step process to trade. Right. So the three-step process, I'll just go over that with you, is also the triple X. I mean, have you heard me talk about this? I don't know if you have.
Yeah. I've there's a huge amount of material in the site, so I've been going through various points.
In the school, you mean?
Yes.
Oh yeah, school. You will not get bored of school. There is a huge amount, like you said. Yeah.
For sure.
And so what was number 4? What was pillar number 4?
Then I'd be looking for either points of interest or fair value gaps, showing where. Sorry.
Yeah, not points of interest, fair value gaps. They're two different things.
I understand that, but I do get confused because sometimes you're using points of interest and sometimes you're using fair value gaps. For example, the video I watched yesterday is all based on points of interest.
But okay, so they're actually derived. So what we do is we do these. This is kind of step 1.
Yeah.
And then this is and then this goes towards step 2. Let me make sure that bit clearer. 4 pillars goes to triple X, and then after triple X, we actually have, which links into Y, is order flow. Yeah. So
yes, I understand that, and I understand that there is